Hello, welcome to Bill's History and Wargame World. Today's video, you're not going to believe it. My brother sent me a slot car set. I found an old slot car that my brother David and I had in a box. It's probably 60 years old. It's a Javelin. Anyhows, I got some track. My brother sent me some track. So I've had a slot car set in the back part of the basement for over a year that I don't get to work on very often. So today's video is not a historic site. It's not Goober the Traveling Bear. It's not a miniature war game. I'm taking you back to 1968 in the world of Aurora, Thunderjet 500, and slot cars. Hey, I hope you'll stay with me and enjoy the slot car track that I very rarely get to because I have so many projects going on. And to my brother David, you know, I think he's 70. Thanks for sending me another slot car track. We put it to use. Okay, that crazy racket you hear is a slot car. So, welcome to Bill's world of slot car racing. Now, I just hooked these old Aurora controllers up, and so you can hear me. We're going to turn off this Camaro, and we'll bring it over here. So we've stopped the Camaro. All right. I have no background music playing. I was going to run The Little Old Lady from Pasadena or Hey Little Cobra. So this is the slot car track. I think I've only made 1 or 2 videos of it. So David, thank you. We're going to just babble for a while. I hope that's going to be okay with everyone. If you're not into slot cars, you're really going to be disappointed with this. All right, I'm going to pause the video. All right, this is Bill's World of Slot Car Racing, and I'll be honest, really not a huge slot car person. Was when I was a kid. My brother David, he was an extra good brother. He's 10 years older than I am, and of course in the 60s and the early 70s, slot car racing was huge. My brother's in Florida now. I just want to mention this is the Javelin I found in a box that we had when we were kids. I guess he'd be a teenager and I'd be a kid. So, I'll tell you, I got these old Aurora controllers so I can actually run the cars without having to run the cars. They were not easy to put together or wire. I actually had to look up the old schematics. I'll pause the camera here. I want to, these buildings, I have to do a huge shout out to Jack in Arizona. He made most of these buildings, and as you can see, his work is incredible. We even have Bill's Foods from Frosty Treats, Wally's Service Center. Now, Jack is a great friend and war gamer. I know I've mentioned him many times. As far as what we have on the track, we have some more modern stuff. But I have some interesting slot cars. The Partridge Family Bus. I'm trying to keep with that late 60s mode. Now, believe it or not, this is a die-cast metal, like Matchbox car. It's the Monkeys Mobile. If you've seen the Monkeys, I watched a YouTube video of how to drill it out, and believe it or not, I was able to put the darn thing together. It was not as easy as it looked on the YouTube video. And it does work. And we'll, sorry about the camera issue there. So there goes the Monkey Mobile. and it crashed into the Batmobile. The Batmobile. So this is Bill's history in a wargaming world, but today we're in a time warp to the land of slot cars. Quickly, I'll go over a few other things I have here on the table besides all of Jack's wonderful buildings. We have the Jaguar XKE. And of course, we have several Corvettes and Mustangs. Another vehicle I made that I was quite proud of probably a year ago is Lost in Space. So, we're going to turn down the track and the Lost in Space mobile does work until it hits all my wires. So those huge mess of wires here is definitely an issue. I am going to drill a hole into the table, run the wires underneath and up and around. It actually took me about an hour and a half to get the wires all to work correctly, and the brakes and the reverse button. Wow, this video is over 5 minutes long, but I don't really care. Hopefully somebody out there in my YouTube channel, we're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. I really need to say thank you again. Neat things I put out here. I have a south of the border sign. If you're from the East Coast, you would recognize that. An old Esso sign and some buildings along the way. Now, I'm very fortunate to have a wife that bought me a lot of odds and ends. So here's a Thunderbird, another Thunderbird. Sorry about that. So I have several cars, I guess, in the garage to get work done. And we'll pause the camera. All right, well, we're going to try to turn the power packs down. We'll put a low-lying car down. And so there goes a Camaro. And there it goes. And I don't know what the feedback will be like on here, but my wife says she can hear these running upstairs while she's trying to watch TV. So that's been a little interesting also. All right, well, I'll do a close-up of the cars at work. Everything on that works. This is called a Cobra Killer or something, a cheetah. And Joe from Ohio, who I sort of lost contact with a little bit, he sent me this. I think it's a Ford Galaxy. The next car I'd like to get, my Jaguars stay over here at Bill's Frosty Treat looking for Corvettes to race at Dead Man's Curve. The next car I'd like to get is a police car, a Ford police car from the 60s, hopefully for like the Andy Griffith Show in Mayberry. All right, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Don't worry, I won't be doing too many slot car videos. I primarily am military history and historic sites. Don't forget, this coming Saturday, we will be at Brad Ireland's massive Civil War miniature game in Hagerstown, Maryland, and then follow it up with a tour of the battlefield at Antietam. Goober the Traveling Bear will be with us. And anyhow, leave me a comment. Does anyone out there remember slot cars? Anybody at all? And hopefully this brought back some memories. And I'm going to say thank you. Stay safe. Be kind. Be courteous. And I'm going to work on wiring these wires underneath this track. Thank you again. And please consider subscribing.